Good morning. Good morning. It is November 14th, 8:30 a.m. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Lots of news. Um, this weekend, let's just get into the watch list. All right. We have the VIX. Man, am I really seeing that right? The VIX is up 6.13%. Have to look at that. We are, let's see, Bitcoin's up 3.93%. The 10-year yield is up 2.2%. The dollar is up 0.5%. The Dow is down 0.414. ES is down 0.29. The Russell down 0.43. The Nasdaq is down 0.54, and crude is down 1%. Okay, it's almost down at 92 cents a barrel. All right, let's look at some leaders and laggards with China. China easing COVID restrictions. BABA's up 4% pre-market. AMD got some upgrades from a couple firms. They're up 3.5%. You would think Nvidia starts to make a move, but not yet. And then we have coins flat. And the laggards, you got some Tesla. I've seen that they got in some kind of accident or something. Tesla cars, I have to look into that again. Microsoft's down 1.2%. Amazon's down 1.2%. And who else here? Let's look at we got Johnson and Johnson. It's not much. It's only up 0.3%. Nothing to Disney. Now Disney just mentioned they're going to do some cuts, so that could propel Disney today. Laggard, we have of course Exxon with crude going down, and then we have Roblox. Sectors, only one to note is healthcare. Really, that's really it. Tech is down 0.44, which is not that big a deal. Let's get into the daily charts here. All right, couple quick things to note. The news that's going on right now is that I posted on the card and on the YouTube page is Fed Waller spoke and thinks the market overreacted to the CPI numbers. He said it was good news. However, he said the market way overreacted. This is still a long fight. He did agree that we'll probably start to lower the rate hikes, but he just thinks the market overshot. Okay. Another news that came out was it looks like the Democrats won the Senate seat in Nevada, which they're probably going to have control of the Senate now. Now the House right now looks like the Republicans are going to win by narrow margin. So that might not be the gridlock that the market wants. Now, all that being said, the market's not down much. We're still in a bullish posture. So let's look at the SPY. Okay, we had another day that went up, kind of follow through day. Now we went up to, in the futures, we went up to 4,000, which is a psychological level. In the SPY, we hit a high of 399.35, and you can see right here, I have my fib from the swing high to the low. We hit right at the 61.8 Fibonacci level. What's that level? 399.79. So you pretty much hit that as resistance. Now we also have key levels. Okay, at 401. I think 400 would be the psychological level in this SPY. So call 401, 400. That's probably our next move. Obviously, we got the 200-day moving average at 407 right now. You can see here in the weeklies, we got over this key area in the SPY. Okay, looking at a week, the SPY broke out very nicely. Okay, let's look at those Qs. Now the Qs broke out. I did a fib from here to here. Okay, and now we're over this. Now this is very important for the Qs. It broke this key level, right, of 283.56. Okay, we broke this key level, and that was very key. Okay, so as far as resistance was coming forwards with the Qs, you have the 100-day moving average at 292, and you have this support here, resistance here, this 291, called 292 level, that could be your destination this week. All right, there's not a huge amount of news this week that's market moving, so we have to see. But that I can see this maybe moving up here, and we kind of pause here and see what we do next. Okay, you can see now in the weeklies we broke the level. Okay, in the weeklies we broke out. Okay, very important. All right, let's move over into our triple headed monster. Let's look at that 10-year yield. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, well, we had the banks closed on Friday, which I failed to mention, failed to realize on Friday. So that's why the bond market didn't move. So of course it closed down here, and we're kind of gapping up a little bit to here. Still below this key support level. Okay, so really not much to note, but it is up from this close. Okay, we're still under 4, 3.88. So keep an eye on that. Let's look at that VIX. Why is that up? So look at that. This is very interesting in the VIX. So we closed at 2252 down here. We opened today at 23 and hit this. You can see this. The support has now turned into resistance here. So we have to keep a note on that. If we go, I'm gonna actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put an alert here. So now I have an alert here, because if we fall back down to this support level, should push the market higher. Have to see. We're in a downtrend, and let's look at the dollar. Dollar has been really coming down. However, today we broke this key 107 level. This is actually, what am I doing here? This is actually key support too, right here. 106 is the key support back from here. Hit that support, kind of bouncing off of today. We have to see. We might kind of balance here, but we have to see. If we break 106 level, we got 104 and the 200-day moving average. So keep an eye on all those. Okay. Okay, let's go over to our market profile charts. So in the ES, okay, orange boxes, our volume node, we're holding this level. See, we held that level on Friday. Okay, that's why those zones are very important. Now, price right now is at 39.90. It's right here. We have a little profile for overnight. Here's the highs and the lows from Friday. We're inside. Okay, that's balance. That's pretty much means that not much is going on. Okay, we're balancing. Okay, so If you notice, this is the 24-hour chart. The most traded price of the week has moved higher, which is bullish. Okay, and that price is 39.60. So 39.60, right? What I expect is this purple box down here. That's my most traded price of the week of the real-time trading hours, which is only like 9:30 to 4:15. That should move up today to match up with the 24-hour most traded price. So that should, most traded price of the week still 38.45. Okay, we're staying above these levels. You want to stay above this high volume node still, and then we're bullish. We probably could make a move higher. All right, because I don't see too many news catalysts that could take us down. We have to see though, right? There's a lot of FTX saga still in the crypto market, but we have to see. Like I said, we're inside yesterday's Friday session. We're just building value out here now. We're building volume and value higher. So that's bullish. Let's go over to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, similar story. The most traded price of the week for the 24-hour session has moved higher. That price is 11,790. Okay. The RTH values down here. That should move higher today as well. Okay. Now here we got the price is at 117.89 right now, right in the middle of the overnight session. We have a little, it's like a little baby session here. And we have the highs and the lows of Friday. Okay. Here's the midpoint, 50% of Friday's move. You kind of want to hold above that with the most traded price here and build value out here, right? We did break a key level of 117.80 in the NASDAQ on Friday. We did make, once we broke that, which is pretty much this level, we broke it and we held it. But look, we clearly now are back down to that level. That could be a bounce off point. We have to see. Okay, market's kind of taking a pause. Today we could balance out today. Just have a balancing day. You know, we've done a lot of movements on 2 days. Okay. So, all right, let's move into, again, to give you the levels. Most traded price of the month in the RTH. That's 111.24. Okay. And the most traded price of the 24-hour month is 114.50. Okay. And you know this big orangey red box is the most traded price of the year in the last year. That's very important. We hold above that. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the 60-minute futures chart. We get some levels. Just gonna maximize this chart for you guys so we can see what we're working with here and what I'm seeing. Okay. Okay. So clearly we're in this range. So this is going to be a breakout point below and above. So we have a resistance point at 39995. We have a support at 3977. We're going to break this range. We don't know which way we're going to go up. Can we break it lower? But that's the support and resistance for the immediate. Okay. We have a double top here at 4009. That's a good key resistance point as well as the supply zone. Okay. Down below, we want to look for this high volume node here. If we break that, we could get more movement down to this high volume node. Okay, you don't want to really fall below that node. And then of course you have 39.25 as a support level. So you can see here this balance action here, which can go down here, balance. We can come up here, we can balance. Right now there's not a lot of catalyst out there. All right. What I do see is a little bit of a pattern. So we do have a shoulder, we do have a head, and we do have a shoulder now, with the neckline being the 39.77 level. So if we break this, maybe we go down here. Okay. Now let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay. Now the NASDAQ, you notice there's also a range. Okay. That I'm actually going to add to right now just so I can see it clearly. This kind of swing low here. I wouldn't call it a swing low, but now I'm only keeping 117.80 there because that was the key level that we broke. That's my showing me, okay, we have to hold above 117.80 for this move to kind of like get some legs for the meantime, okay? Because you broke that level. We broke it, we came up to here, and we're kind of falling back. So here's the range, just like we have in the ES. So we have a 118.11 as a resistance, 117.45 as support. Okay. Here's that most traded price of the year and of the last year, that fiery box. Just want to stay above this. I mean, we can come back down here, but as long as we hold it, it could make us move higher. Okay, we have the double top resistance up here, 118.75 as well. You don't have that head and shoulders looking pattern like you did in the ES. That's fine. So that's what I'm looking at there. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put this ES chart back up so I can look at it. Let's move over to the market profile. Get some scenarios here. Okay. In which I can see right off the bat is probably balance is the main key today. Okay. That's what it's looking like. We got to digest the move, build some value up here so we can get another move, right? Because every time you have a move, market needs to digest it, call it a rest, and then either we come back down or we go higher, right? So let's get my trusty yellow marker. So what I can see happen right off the bat, I mean here's the midpoint of the session on Friday. Here's the midpoint of the overnight session. We're inside the session of Friday. Okay. We do have that double top here at 40,009. So this was what I could see happening. It'd probably be my number one scenario. So number one, right? Number one scenario. Doesn't matter too much what we do off the open because we're going to either break the lows of the overnight or the highs. It doesn't really matter. Okay. In both ways, I'll draw it out. So if we do break the highs of this overnight high, I think we do visit this, right? We could pop. And then I think we ultimately come down here and balance off. Okay. The other end, we could break that 39.77 level, the overnight low, come down here, and eventually find that high volume node area down here with Friday's lows and pop back up and balance. I definitely think that's a very highly probable scenario today. Okay. Now, of course, we can go with a bullish scenario because you got to have that in there, right? So let's see where we can go here. So let's look at that. I definitely think, you know, doesn't really matter what we do here, but we could bounce off here, come up here, break it, go to this double top that I talked about, 4009, and then boom, we can make the move higher to 4028. Okay, that's number two. Number three, bear. All right, see us coming up here, breaking but falling apart, breaking the lows, coming down here to the much greater price of Friday, breaking that, coming down here to the Friday lows into this high volume node area, this green, this like orange box. Now that will cause some support. We're talking about a bearish scenario, right? Then I think we can come down to here. I don't think this is likely, but this is the 200-day moving average, right? That's scenario three. But number one, I think, is the most likely. All right. And real, make it easy on everybody. What do I see in the Nasdaq? Same thing. We got the double top here. Okay. So same thing, right? And I could see us coming up here. Boop. Trying to go above, failing, coming back, bouncing. All right. Come down here, break 116.14, go to the lows, pop down to maybe this, maybe even nick this most trader price, very important level, and pop it up and bouncing. Okay, that's number one. This is going to be exactly similar to the ES. Okay, same thing. Coming down here, most trader price, popping up, coming to this double top, and we go and we launch, and we go right to this naked VPOC here as a first target, and that level would be about 119.69. Okay. Now, let's get the bear. I know I just ruined my alignments, but that's okay. You guys get what I'm saying here. That was number two. Go for number three. That's the bearish. Come up here. Break those lows. Come down here. I'm going to share the price. Crack that. Crack this. Come down to the lows. Friday. Maybe get a little pop here. And then we hit the most, this very important level, which also has a 50-day moving average in it. And we probably can bounce or go lower. This is not very likely. This level's a monster. But I have to give you a bearish scenario, right? That's why I said they could bounce out of it. It still means it's going lower, but underneath it is whoa. That's where we go whoa. Something has to happen, okay? But that's my scenarios today. Remember, the number one scenario I think is balance. I think your best bet is to fade the edges today. But again, that's all what happens in the context of the market, right? If it's market super strong, then hey, look at my number two scenarios, right? Bullish. We're real bearish, look at number three, right? Okay, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope that you guys enjoyed this content. Give me a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share me on Twitter. Do whatever you do that can help me support the channel. I will hope everybody gets green today, stays green today, and I wish everybody good luck, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.